What we done started. Look at what we done started. This the people party. What's up, party people? And the place to be is Talib Kweli, the BKMC, the Little Lebowski Urban Achiever. This is People's Party, the world's best podcast. As always and as usual, I have my lovely and talented and thoughtful and thought-provoking co-host, Jasmin Leigh, in the place to be. What's up, Jasmin? How you feeling?
What up, what up?
What's going on?
I don't know, Talib. You showing a little skin today.
Oh, I got my knees out. It's Knees Out Coalition. Shout out to my man, Alan Maldonado, who started the Knees Out Coalition.
Sun's
You're lucky
out,
I don't got on
out.
some hoochie daddies.
You gotta wear some hoochie daddies.
See, in my world, hoochie daddies is just shorts.
I've never seen you wear shorts in my life.
That's because you don't be on vacation with me.
Oh, I did see it in Miami. I lied.
That's right, okay. It's not for everybody. It's only a privileged few get to see my knees.
And we only get one today.
Only getting one knee today, that's right. Now, today's guest is an absolute force of nature. Today's guest is an actor, a radio personality, absolutely one of the most inspirational, influential comedians in the game. Every comedian who's good at their craft name drops this man. He is a personal favorite of so many different stand-up comedians I know personally and people I don't even know. If you know, you know. If you don't know, you got it fucked up.
You said those exact words.
I said, this man been a goat. If you ever seen his specials from back in the day, they're classics. His time on BET ComicView, this is classic. He has appeared in Clerks 2, The Long Shots, The Neighborhood, South Side, In the Cut, and his favorite role of mine is Uncle Mike on the star-studded Everybody Hates Chris. I am talking about a good friend of mine, Team Chappelle, Team Earthquake. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up to a natural disaster, a force of nature. Earthquake is in the building. Let's go. Yes.
My dog.
What's up, bro?
How you doing, Paul?
How you feeling?
Hello, brother.
Good evening.
All right.
Or good afternoon or good morning. You don't know what time it is.
But it's just good. As long as it's good.
Welcome to the People's Party.
Hey, man. Thank you for having me.
We've been trying to get you on for a long time. I'm glad we can finally make this happen.
And it's here, man.
I've been a fan of you for so long, and we've crossed paths many times throughout our respective careers. But recently, through your partnership, business-wise and creative-wise, with Dave Chappelle, we've been able to spend a lot more time together and become friends, and I appreciate it.
Thank you, man.
Yes.
Look up to you.
Oh, man.
The wide range of, you got it all, bro.
Oh, man, I'm out here just trying to work hard.
You got it.
Yes,
Yeah.
indeed. Well, let's start from the beginning. Let's start with your name, Earthquake, and your mother gave you this name, right? And I'm going to quote, anytime you take all the precautions to not have a kid, from the diaphragm to the condom, you still have a child. There's nothing else you can name that child but a natural disaster. This is a real quote?
No, man.
Okay.
Hell no.
Because, that's in your Wikipedia page. I'm just going to let you know.
It is. I mean, it was a joke. I just had to give something for it.
Okay.
But the real reason my name is Earthquake is I came out the military, and I said, let me try this out. And it was really to be didn't have that much confidence. And I said, well, let me get a name. So if this shit don't work out, it don't fuck up my good name.
Smart.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if somebody see me in the comedy didn't work, hey, what up, Earthquake? Man, my name Nathaniel. I ain't no fucking Earthquake. Who you talking to? So if it didn't work out, I ain't fuck up my name. That's
Word
all.
up.
Yeah, because my family was a fan. I was down in Atlanta telling jokes, and that shit didn't work out. I would have never lived that shit down. I have that kind of family at all.
Especially down in Atlanta.
This motherfucker was down there trying to be a comedian in Atlanta. In Atlanta, motherfucker. Get out the military to be a clown.
Wow.
Oh, man, I would have took the beating if this shit didn't work out.
That's good. They motivated you by mistake.
Well, you always do that. Fear of failure, and also, the people that you care about, like, all right, let me try it this way. Then if it works, then da-da-da-da.
Right.
Because it took them a long time to correlate Earthquake was their brother.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they didn't know who that was.
Wow.
Yeah, because I was never no Earthquake growing up. It just came up with the name. So they didn't know who Earthquake is. They had to put that shit together.
That's funny, too, because when I read that quote on your Wikipedia, and that's a lesson. We've learned a lesson early in this process of doing the show that we can't trust Wikipedia.
No.
At all.
Right, you know what I'm saying? We learned that. We've said these things to people on the show, and they were like, nah, I don't know where you got that from. That's why I had to read that. I'm like, was that a real quote?
No, it wasn't real, but I did write it and give that excuse. How did you get your name? Earthquake. Well, you take every precaution not to have a kid. There's nothing else. You can name them, but a natural disaster. Oh, that's fucking funny. That's fucking funny.
So you can put whatever the hell you want on your Wikipedia.
Well, I don't even fuck with it. I don't know how they put it down. I just gave it to an answer of the interview one time to move on.
And it stuck.
You know, and it stuck.
Yeah.
It was like, all right, we like that shit.
Yeah, I once joked and called my band Whiskey Boys because they drink so much whiskey. And now we get booked as Talib Kweli and the Whiskey Boys.
Yeah,
that
Whiskey
makes
Boy.
sense.
I get it. Yeah. They just
I said that
named
with the
shit.
whiskey in my hand. How about
Right.
that?
I don't know why they call him a whiskey boy. You grew up facing poverty with your mother's sister and her husband in a tough Southeast DC neighborhood. But what finally made you realize that you were going to thrive on stage?
I don't know where you get that. It ain't that either. I was raised by really my aunt and my uncle, and my mother lived on the other side of town. This was just, being a comedian was just the best decision that day. I was in the military for 9 years. I wanted to do 20 years, but the war broke out. So I told the motherfuckers, I don't mind practicing for war. Y'all motherfuckers. But y'all fighting for real, man. I ain't your soldier.
Right.
You know, it was time to go on and get out. Plus, it was luckily my enlisting was over. And I said, okay, I'm going to go and get out, but I ain't know what I wanted to do. And then I seen on CNN, they say, hey, great place for black people to strive is Atlanta, Georgia. I was like, all right. I'm going. And I
The
went
rent is
there.
cheap.
Yeah, the rent. Oh, nigga, you could have like a 4-bedroom for $450. We was good. And I took 4 of my friends who also was in the military, and we went there. And then I, tried out comedy and see what it is. And ain't nothing better came along. But it wasn't no epiphany, like, this is what I was trying to do. I wasn't even the funniest motherfucker in my family. So, nah, it was just the best decision.
They always say that the funniest person in your family is not the one that actually does stand up.
No, they not. Like, my brother is funnier than me, but he don't know how to put them jokes together.
Right.
And I'll never show him.
You and I met in a gym.
Which one?
It's on, I don't know the name of it, but it's here in LA.
Okay.
It's on
LA
it's
Fitness,
in Hollywood.
24-hour Equinox.
With Kenny.
Oh, yeah, my boxing dude.
Yeah, so
my
Kenny, who came up in the game from DC with Martin Lawrence.
Yes.
He became friends with my ex-wife.
Okay.
And when I got to LA and I was trying to be on my Hollywood shit, I was trying to get my shit together. I started working with Kenny. I started training boxing.
Right.
And you was in the gym with him, and y'all was going hard at that time.
Yeah.
And then I hadn't seen him in years, and the next time I seen him again was when you started linking with Chappelle.
Yes.
So shout out to Kenny.
Yes.
He's a good dude.
He's still my trainer.
Yeah.
He produces my radio show on Sirius XM for Kevin Hart, Laugh Out Loud. Me and Kenny is my man. Good man,
Yeah.
good brother. He's one of my inner circles.
Yeah, for people who don't know, that's the dude who used to beat up Dragonfly Jones on Martin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kenji, that's what they call him.
Kenji. He was Kenji. Yeah, he's
Earthquake.
Kenji.
I just remembered this just now. I don't know when she did it, but my best friend messaged you and told you, she was like, my best friend's a comedian and you should have her on your radio show. And you responded back to her.
Of course.
What'd he say?
He said, sure. I'm sure it wasn't a real sure.
No, it was a real sure.
But she said sure. I just remembered it just now.
I say sure. I mean, I got that for that. I bring comedians together, and it's like View with jokes. And could we just do tops and just funny? And I get the opportunity to whoever say you got to be funny.
Right.
Just doesn't mean you need to be funny. That's all.
Right. Now, you came up in D.C.
Yeah.
Baloo High School, is that right?
Yes.
The comedians, like Martin Lawrence from there, Tommy Davidson, Red Grant, Donnell Rawlings, Dave Chappelle. What is in the water in D.C. that makes so many strong comedians come from that area?
I don't know, but we are the best. We can go against anybody with that lineup. I don't know. I think and not only, I know it sounds so cliche, but we are just real with it. DC, you can't fake about it. You gotta be about it. Ain't no bluffing. You got to have the facts because they're gonna challenge you on. And if you say you're gonna do something, you better be good at it or they're gonna boo you. That's the pressure why I ain't use my real name, Nathaniel. Because they ever heard that shit didn't work, I'm there to boo the shit out of me around your circle. But that's the standard that we set. When you bad, they give you that support. You all right, they're gonna tell you all right. So So I think it's that way. Just the reason why. Just a sense of excellence you have to receive, or motherfuckers gonna talk about you. Period. No matter what your occupation is.
That's a good stew to be formed in as an artist.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you, Donnell Rawlings, like Talib just said, you're both from D.C., you were both in on the Air Force, and now you both are on this legendary tour. Can you talk to us about that?
It's a huge opportunity. It's me and Donnell. We did 3 cities so far, and we about to do L.A. and Oakland this weekend, and just performing with your friends that's talent, because I believe, to be honest with you, steal, shopping, steal.
That's right.
So you want to be with, your own, and just give a great show. And I've been doing this for 30 years, so to have your own tour and then look at my man and say, would you come and do it with me? He accepted it. It was great. So I'm having a good time with it, but it's a great fucking tour.
So, I mean, y'all are both killers, but are y'all keeping tabs on each show, like who got it a little bit more this time or not?
No, because, see, I don't get there till they call my name. That's not how I work. And then comedy is subjective. I want him to do well, because loving him is just like loving me. I'm going to be all right. And the biggest thing about it is, we want to make sure we have a great show, because we understand the opportunity that's came to us, that we actually branch it out to build our own, get that following.
Yeah, one of my favorite recent Donnell jokes is he talks about how the Air Force theme song is more gay than the rest of the military theme song.
Too soon. Mr. Too Soon.
Mr. Too Soon, that's exactly who he is.
You need
Now,
to get that tatted.
You have mentioned a couple times, speaking of Donnell and the Air Force, and you left the military for comedy. You didn't want to fight for oil in the Gulf War. You let them have that.
But my time was up in real life.
Right. Okay, but you called yourself a terrible soldier.
Terrible.
And you're special. And as you said about the DC scene, you had to have facts, which leads to one of your catchphrases, these ain't jokes.
True.
So in that special, These Ain't Jokes, you said something I found very interesting, especially in the current political climate. And I don't want to get too political. We ain't on Instagram. I see how you do on your Instagram. But I don't want to get too political. But I will say that for you to say in the military they have communism, what I think was very astute, because there's such a pushback against what people think socialism and communism is, because we live in a hyper-capitalistic society.
True.
So for you to make that observation in a comedic way so early in your career, I think was very, very powerful. So can you break down the communism that's in the military?
We fought communism in the military. It's the same, because I loaded missiles, nuclear weapons for a living, and I dropped one trying to get to a 2 Live Crew concert.
Wow.
That sentence, I'm sorry, that was the only one who found that sentence hilarious.
I don't think dropping a missile is...
Yeah, so it's called a broken arrow.
Right.
The president got to be woke up. They shut down the base and everything. But
Right.
I really
it ain't just a
Did you
Christian
get to your
Slater movie.
concert?
Nah, this one,
Did you get to your concert?
No, because they have to take you to a hospital, do drug tests on you, psychological. Then you got to go get debrief what happened. So actually, I didn't get to go. Matter of fact, I was retained for damn near a day and a half. And when I came up with that perspective about it is, once they cleared me and they ain't find nothing, I was just incompetent, just trying to go see 2 Live Crew. And it wasn't nothing nefarious. I wasn't trying to do anything. Right. They no longer let me touch the missiles anymore.
As
and they put
should.
me on the snack bar. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They put me on the snack bar.
Yeah.
And so, the white dudes kind of look at it, you out here passing out, we spent millions of dollars to train you, and you behind the snack bar passing out donuts and coffee and everything. And that's what I said, that's cool. It ain't affect the fucking check. Because an E4 who lose missiles get paid the same much as an E4 who pass out these donuts, motherfucker. That's communism.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
We all getting paid the same amount.
It doesn't matter what your occupation is in the military, how educated you are, what great deeds you do. If you an E4 who's cooking fucking hot dogs, you get the same much as an E4 who's in the front line taking bullets and helping people.
Wow. You get snacks and bullets do not add up.
You understand? So if we getting paid the same, you go to the front line. I'm gonna be back here with this hot chocolate.
Right. I'm gonna get some marshmallows.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yes,
and you
indeed.
ain't gonna make me feel less than a man because
right.
I'm over here. I'm saying we get paid the same.
That's right.
And until you adjust that pay and give it in, fuck you.
That's right. And they say they tell us to support the
Fuck
troops.
you. Fuck you. Oh man, they used to call me Skate Nate because I skate anything that got me out of not working, motherfucker. That's it. Government job is the best job in the world. All you got to do is get there on time. Other than that, you're on your own motherfucking pace.
That's crazy.
You've been to the DMV. Them motherfuckers
Right.
Hey, you can't fire them motherfuckers.
Right.
They take their goddamn, they got 8 hours.
Right.
You in a hurry, motherfucker. you need to get the fuck out of here. Them niggas say I get off at 5. Next. Take my time with this motherfucker, man.
Yeah.
So
You know,
I
I
learned
thought
that
I was
early.
a horrible worker, but I'm not as bad as you because I definitely, I feel like when you're at work, you need to pass the time. Like when I go to places and I order a bunch of stuff and it takes them a while to ring me up and they get mad, I'm like, what was you gonna be doing?
But mine was different not being a hard work. I just knew that wasn't my calling. The commercial that got me said, it's a great place to start. They ain't say shit about finish. So we both knew, motherfucker, we just starting with this. This ain't no long time. You needed me for the numbers to let the Russians know you got this many soldiers. You don't know how many of these motherfuckers really gonna fight. But, you understand? But you got a lot of motherfuckers there. I gave
Some
you the
people
number.
got to hand out the hot chocolate.
Somebody got to pass out the hot chocolate. Fuck out of here. Ain't no Rambo in me, nigga. You crazy, nigga. Fuck out of this motherfucker, man. That shit break off, I'm out. Call me when they get to the corner, nigga.
Right.
I ain't fighting over no oil. I ain't even got a car. Fuck, I don't give a fuck about Saddam Hussein. Take the oil fields, man. Fuck out of here. Gotta send Exxon or BP over that bitch.
They ain't got no soldiers.
You understand? I ain't even got a car, and I'm supposed to be over in the desert fighting over some oil. You got me fucked up. Over some college, nigga, you can keep this college.
Right.
All that
No, that's
tuition. That was just my attitude, and they knew that was my attitude. And we was cool with it. That's why they never advanced me. You know, I came in as an E1. 9 years later, I left as an E1.
Right, but you were discharged honorably.
Of course. I'm not going to let you scar me because we break up now.
Yeah, okay, I like
So
that.
the fuck out of
We gonna get into that later, too.
Yeah, you ain't going to scar me because we break. No, you ain't going to fuck up my shit.
Right.
It's because I'm not a great fucking soldier. Now you going to tell everybody don't fuck with me? Fuck you. You understand? What they got to do with the other jobs, you whole ass nigga. I'm a fucked up soldier. You give me bad conduct, so I don't get shit else.
Right.
Man, fuck out of here.
I love it.
You had a classic run on BET ComicView, and understandably, you were upset when it ended. Can you take us through that experience?
Well, I'm a terrible loser.
Okay.
That's why I don't compete in shit like that.
Right. Compete in shit that you know you could win.
Well, I don't compete either or. I hate to lose, and if I knew I posed to win, then I'm really gonna be upset. So ComicView back in the day was you had to compete to be the next host. And the way you be the next host is just like the special I did. They give you a special, and then they determine who they want. Well, this particular year, we all sitting just like on tables just like here, and they sitting there. They got a beautiful host just like here about to announce who the winner gonna be. It's live and shit. And they said some more one. I said some more. And I just grabbed the table and threw that motherfucker and walked off the shit. BET stopped fucking with me.
Well,
Hey,
and
man.
then I stopped competing. I said, that's my last competition. So I haven't competed in any other competition because I'm a terrible loser at everything. Monopoly.
spades.
Well, it's good to be self-aware. Did you flip the Monopoly board over?
Oh, nigga, please. All your houses going on the carpet. Fuck you. You
Now
understand?
that's real petty. The Monopoly house is throwing them. You never gonna find them again.
No, I'm sorry.
There's a whole Blackish episode about that.
It is
There's a whole
Blackish
episode where at the end Anthony Anderson throws the Monopoly table. Yeah.
Hey, fuck that.
Yeah.
Nigga, fuck that.
Nah, it's nothing. I've ever gotten in more arguments over than a competitive game of Taboo.
Taboo is, you got to have the
devil.
right people in your household to play Taboo with.
Yes.
You have the wrong energy in the house, it could get ugly.
It can get into a fight.
Yeah.
The police might get called. What was it like doing the Def Comedy Jam tour?
It was great. You know what I mean? I finally got it when the heat was coming off of it. I always missed the fire. You know what I'm saying? Like the first year when it sparkled, just like ComicView, when the first
Yeah.
But so when I got on that tour, Martin wasn't hosting it. You know what I mean? They had put, I think, even
They start letting white people in.
yeah. You know what I mean? White people was the hottest motherfucker. Barry Sober doing the shit. Barry Sober, this nigga.
Oh, I know exactly.
You know who I'm talking about?
I know who you're talking
Killing
about.
it, boy. I was
They
like,
used to
come
let
on.
him on MTV just because he was white.
Oh man. He was packing the black rooms.
Yeah.
God damn. I've never seen you on this chitlin circuit, but okay.
Right.
But by that time it lost the luster. I mean, it was still great, but the heat had just went down. So it was great. I had a great time with it. See your friends getting it, and then traveling. You know what I mean? Going with it, but it was great. But I never got it when it was hot.
Right. The first early Chris Tucker era.
Yes.
Yeah.
That hot Bernie era.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I ain't scared of you motherfuckers.
Yeah, right there.
Yeah.
That was you wanted that motherfucker.
Yeah.
I got the leftovers. She was tired, didn't want to kick her legs. And stuff.
Now, you talked about being at the tail end of Def Jam, but at that point, by that point, you were already on your way or about to own and co-host the Uptown Comedy Corner,
Yes.
right? So you were building your own.
Well, I had Uptown before Def Jam came out.
Right.
So, that's why, I was doing well. And I was down there when Atlanta just started hitting as Atlanta.
Right.
Luda was on the radio and
Chris Lover.
Chris Lover.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And TLC, Babyface, L.A. Reid, LaFace, when the beginning of that, and Andre Rison was with the fucking
Before his house got burned down.
Oh yeah, I was there.
Okay.
She got mad at me. God rest her soul. And she come to my comedy club. I said, "You would have burned down my shit. You'd have been left eye, right eye, no eye." Burn down no motherfucking house because you mad at me.
Well, she put the sneakers in the bathtub
Yes.
and lit the sneakers on fire.
But they had a volatile love affair because, see, we lived in the same building before they moved in the house. And it was one time on my way to go on the road, and I come downstairs, there's a Mercedes just running with the keys, and it was Dre's. So I went on and parked it, took the keys, said, I give him back. It's 5 o'clock, I gotta catch my flight. I come back, forgot I have his keys, forgot I parked it. About 5 days later, I see him in the hallway. I say, hey, man, matter of fact, man, I got your keys to your Mercedes. You had it running down. Do you know that nigga said, I was wondering where that car was at.
Shut up.
That's crazy.
Brand new, man, over $150,000. That motherfucker, I don't know. But they love each other. They had the penthouse in it, and it was rocking and rolling.
Yeah, man, Dave Chappelle gave you such a good layup in the intro for your special Legendary when he talked about his experience going to Uptown Comedy Corner and how you picked him up. To see a black man, a black comedian, having ownership like that really, really inspired him.
Yeah, well, it came out of necessity because I wanted to perform at the other black comedy club that was in Atlanta, but they wouldn't. And they denied me. So I called my mother. I was like, hey, they said they was going to put me up, and they ain't put me up. And she said, you can't be mad at somebody for not letting them use your shit. You either get your own shit.
Why you riding mine?
Or live without it.
That's right.
So I said, just can't get another goddamn comedy club. She said, why not? And then I thought, why not? So I went and got one. And it allowed me to perform there. And it made me great because the established black comedy club told all the black comedians, if you go over and work in that club, you can't work in our club. So none of them would come. So I had to do all the time.
And that's how you ended up on that stage.
You got to do all the time.
That would allow me to just go.
That's right.
So, that's what it built. So for them trying to hurt me at the point they built it.
Ain't that how it always go?
That's what I was told.
Yeah.
That's what I was told.
Dave talking about you, like, he talking about, like, he said, he picked me up from the airport, found out he owns the club, and he gets on stage and he's a beast.
Yes, because I'm there all the time. I gotta entertain these people at a higher level so I can get somebody established to come to my club to compete against the club that's down the street. And none of the people would come until Steve did it for me, Steve Harvey.
Okay.
And once Steve came and showed the difference between our club, because they ain't had no food, they was down.
And it's lamb chops at your club.
Now that motherfucker, I had valet service, women with motherfucking Harlem Nights type shit.
Okay.
Nigga. And I was in Buckhead, and at that time, black people wasn't coming to Buckhead. So that's why I named it Uptown.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? They was down there on the other side, motherfuckers
Right.
breaking into your house, into your cars and shit. They ain't had no food. For 2 waitresses for 400 people, using the same comedian for the whole month. I was rotating motherfuckers in, you know, just everything with established supposed.
That's right.
You know, I hate to say it, sometimes our worst enemy is the people who supposed to be black business for. They give, knowing that they're the only fucking supply to us, they give us less when they know they wrong. You know you don't supposed to have the same comedian come every fucking week for a whole month.
And that's hard on the comedian, right? Because
No, because
They gonna
where else
perform
they gonna
anyway.
go? They gonna come
I got
anyway.
And I guess before social media, you could do these jokes over and over.
It was before social media,
Yeah.
before Def Jam, the education. You got to understand, motherfuckers didn't know that I'm going to supposed to rotate.
Right.
You know, they ain't go to white clubs. They ain't know, this motherfucker, he was funny. Come on back over there. I heard that.
Right. Do that one joke you did again.
Yeah, do it again. That's
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
And you got Robin Harris was coming down there because he owned it. I mean, he was at the one in L.A. out here. They had 2 of them called the Comedy Act, and they was bringing black comedy club. And when I tell you that bitch was packed, and I was sitting there and see, I had to do the white club because he wouldn't let me work. And I was like, man, sure would like to work in this motherfucker. But y'all keep the same comedians every week? I was like, fuck it. So I opened up one and showed them what it's supposed to be on it, and that's how we did it.
It's dope.
Can you dive a little bit into how you opened up the club?
I had this dude, he did one-nighters. See, we was the first one did one-nighters down in Atlanta. And one-nighters is, tonight it is comedy tonight, and it's this, Black Night. Usually they was doing it between nightclub night, nigga. Motherfucker, we gonna do some comedy, then the club gonna open up for dancing. That's how it was back in the day. We was the only motherfuckers say, no, Thursday is just for comedy.
Right.
So he booked me to do it, and I came in there, and I said, what you need to do is open up a comedy club, a black comedy club. So his name was Gary. So we went.
This is Gary, the
I know
homie.
Gary.
Yeah.
That's the
Tell the
homie. You know
owner.
what? I was going to ask you about Gary later, but I didn't realize he was this early in your story. Shout out to Gary.
Yes.
Yes, I met Gary was booking things just like one-nighters, and he booked me. Gary was a comedian.
Yeah.
He was an MC, and he'll be the MC, and he get a feature, and I do. So
He still got a
booked me.
club cracking right now in Atlanta.
Yeah, it's called Atlanta Comedy Club.
Yeah.
We sit down to get the club. I told him about it, and I took him down to the Comedy Act. I said, see it, look, it's in a bad neighborhood. All the previous things I said, open a back club and put that motherfucker, put some style, and we can do it. So he said, bet. So me and Gary got together and went to try to find investors. He found a plastic surgeon named Dr. Tom. And he said, I'm going to give y'all this $20,000. If y'all can flip it to 40, I invest in for the club. So we went to Birmingham, and that's where we ran into Ricky Smiley. And did a one-nighter.
Shout out to Ricky Smiley.
Yeah. So we
Classic.
Yeah, we ran into Ricky Smiley. Say, Ricky, you be the feature, Quake close, and we'll Gary be the MC. So we did that for about 2 or 3 weeks and turned to 20 to 40 and went back to Dr. Tom and say, see, we made it that way. So after he seen that, he gave us $500,000 to open up Uptown. So we had to find a place, and we found a thing, and that's how we got it together.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. I love Ricky Smiley and Friday After Next. I always wanted me some Dada.
Shout out Ricky Smiley. You have Wale and Busta Rhymes songs in your set. Can you talk about your relationship with hip hop and also talk about the comedy rap connection?
I'm from DC, so I'm really a go-go dude, to be quite honest with you. I'm not into rap as most people are on the point. I get my information different from rap. To be quite honest with you, I listen to people that I love, like, you know, certain songs from different people. But Wale, the legendary off of it, just captured where I was in my career. And the one more than anything that the bar he was, my only fear is mediocrity. And that just alone state of who I am as a comedian. All the rest of accolades, TV shows, all that shit. I would love to have it, but there's no fear. The only fear is just being a bum. It's just not being funny, just being a hack-ass act, just, you know, that. Being thorough, you know what I mean? As, you know, that's it. That's more than anything.
Yeah. And that Busta Rhymes song at the end of the special tied it up nice, too.
Yes.
You know?
Now, that was Dave's choice.
Yeah, you know, at the Shack, we listened to that
Yes.
song all the time.
Yes. And he came to me, and Dave is so convincing. And no, he is. He said, I'm telling you, man, this one right here. I said, you should come out on this. I said, yeah, hey, Dave. So, you know.
But you came out singing those Wale lyrics because the lyrics touched you.
Yeah, it touched me.
And Wale started out as a go-go artist. People don't know that.
I didn't know that.
When Wale first came out, he was doing hip-hop over go-go because he's a DC dude.
Yes.
And something special about in the whole universe, and I believe in the multiverse. I've seen Doctor Strange and everything. In the whole universe, in all the multiverses, go-go is the most important thing in this one area of the world.
Yes.
And the rest of the universe doesn't fuck with it. But in this area...
And I'm mad about that shit, too. Fuck y'all. I mean it from Washington, D.C. Fuck all y'all.
I love go-go.
We don't need y'all to love our shit.
Shout out to Harvey Lovebug though, because in those Salt and Pepper records and the Kid and Play records, especially rolling with Kid and Play, the go-go elements were so prevalent for a couple of years. Go-go was prevalent in hip hop, and then it went back underground.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying?
We were so proud when we Salt and Pepper did it with EU. Y'all don't even know how much pride y'all validated us.
Right.
Because, see, I travel, and I put that shit on, and I haven't had one friend outside of D.C.
didn't like it.
Fuck with it.
What? Are you
really? Girl, what is this? Jungle?
Pots and pans music.
Pots and pans. Sound like the same beat every song. Bop-a-doo, bop-boop, bop-a-doo. Oh, man, they rock. I'm like, fuck you. You can't tell the difference. Y'all don't know the
as a DJ, I still play. I mean, I grew up on school days, and I still the butt works everywhere.
Message.
And to see people,
to
see people who have never heard the butt, and then respond to it. So it's not just go-go, but it's also the nostalgia of school days. But if I get the crowd into it, I might go into that sardines. You know what I'm saying?
And poke and bean.
I might go into that.
You know what it is?
Oh, girl,
because I went to an HBCU. They played go like they were go-go.
All the HBCUs,
right?
go-go,
so that's why I'm like they didn't like go-go. That's why.
Yes,
because that's the vibe of people that I was around. So we definitely listened to go-go.
Well, we needed y'all, and the reason why y'all got it because so many we're a black city, and they started going to HBCUs and it's saying, and we all. But outside, without y'all in the military, I couldn't get. Listen, you get the request one song. I put that shit on. They like hell no. They're like, hell no. I said, man, you gonna play some Rare Essence, man. I get to pick my song. The motherfucker like, hell no.
Yeah.
And I'm the only one out there dancing to that shit.
Shout out to Rare Essence.
You can beat your feet?
Listen, man, when they played it in the military, I was the only motherfucker on the fucking floor. I couldn't even get my girl to come out there with it. Fuck her.
Now, let's talk about being brave. One of the most courageous things that I've seen in comedy recently is you actually admit to having the vaccine.
Yes.
And you say in your special, you can't tell black people that you got the vaccine. I went on Lord Jamal's show. And he said, yo, you gonna get that jab in your arm to travel? And I'm like, what you mean? I already got the vaccine. And when I said that, bro, I was the devil. If you go to the comments, all the comments are fuck Talib Kweli on Lord Jamal's page. Nigga, you got the vaccine? I thought you was a conscious rapper. You sold out on us. And so all my friends from Brooklyn, and I know they're gonna get mad when I say
got that booster too.
No, all my friends from Brooklyn are unvaxxed. Right? but they all still pass blunts around with strangers.
Yes, and that's all I say. Let's be consistent.
Right.
You have taken bigger chances and risks in your life than this vaccine. You done slept with women with fevers. In the drive-thru at Taco Bell. Yeah. You understand what I'm saying?
Right. No question, none of that shit.
Man. You done went down in the alley and met a motherfucker with just a beeper number, nigga, and picked up a quarter. You understand?
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? With $50 in your pocket. You'll take that chance, but I'm wrong for fucking with Fauci. You understand what I'm saying? And I've been in the military, you know what I mean? Vaccine shots and shots.
I've been to Africa, bro.
You sit down here, and that bullshit I'm doing my research, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, YouTube ain't research.
Nigga, you ain't got Wi-Fi.
Nigga, you go on YouTube. I call them the nation of YouTubian Moors.
Well, what I call them, and that's too over my head, nigga. I'm telling you, I just call them niggas, they not consistent.
Right.
You understand? You live in Flint, nigga.
You drink water every day.
Yeah, nigga, you done took 4 showers of that contaminated water. Now the vaccine ain't good enough, nigga, please.
That's what got me.
Stop it.
It was a meme, and it said you can sniff up coke, but you can't do the vaccine, so I gotta trust the vax.
And you say that in your special. You say y'all niggas put that cocaine in your nose.
You take that chance taking that 8-ball. My drug dealer got my drug from CVS. You got yours from a nigga in the club in the back of the bathroom.
Yeah.
But he didn't wash his hands.
I mean, it's the hypocrisy of it. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And I don't get in that herd thinking. You know what I mean? I just don't fuck with it, and I will say it, and I'll take the consequences.
And then you know what to say to you. They was like, "Oh, you don't get in that herd thinking," but we have herd immunity.
Yeah, well, go ahead then. Take that chance. But when you need that ventilator, I don't want to hear, please, Jesus, help me. I don't want to hear. And take that chance, and to each his own. I said, be consistent.
That's right.
Always. Do all the research on all the other motherfucking ailments you got.
That's right.
You know?
Now, you have supported me on Instagram.
Yes,
and I follow you on Instagram. And your Instagram is more political than your stand-up.
Yeah, I'll give it a little bit because, you know, I'm trying to get some money, man. That is hard on you. You know what I'm saying?
Now, you talk about white people believing in Trump like he's Jesus. Yes. Have you gotten some new jokes? You talked about the insurrection before the hearings, but have you gotten some new jokes since the hearing?
Not really, because it shows, if nothing else, there's a two-tier justice system in here. I already knew it. It's just being displayed with, you know what I mean? This man was trying to overthrow the government, and it comes down to people just saying, you know, this is our country. Your vote don't count. You don't get to tell us how this country should be ran.
Right.
Give a fuck what that Constitution, whatever they say. No, certain people shouldn't vote. Even if you do vote, we ain't gonna count your vote because we don't hear your shit. It's like you being a passenger in a car and you ain't put no gas money in the car. And the motherfucker say you should be happy wherever I take you. And wherever it's going, they shouldn't even ask. And how dare you say you want to know what the destination is? So that's their mentality. And it just is, and that's where it's at. And he has tapped into that. And he knows it. And I don't give a fuck what he do. They're not going to fuck with him at all. And he knows it.
Yeah, the Republican Party is now the Trump Party.
The Republican Party is the extreme party with people that believe, people that look like me and a couple other women, other than being a white man. We don't want to hear what the fuck you got to say. We know what's best for you. This ain't your shit. This ain't your shit.
Right.
You can fuck what you say. This ain't your shit. This our shit. And I'm tell you how it's gonna be run. Fuck your vote, nigga. We going in there and kill all them motherfuckers and hang the vice president. We don't give a fuck.
That's right.
That's their mentality, and they not. One thing I do love about them is they tell you in your motherfucking face, abortion is overturned. We told you we're going to do it because we need more new white babies.
That's right. Replacement
You understand?
theory.
We the only race that we need a white man and a white woman to have a white baby. Black, nigga, you touch anything, you turn black. Nigga.
That's right. Or at least beige.
At least beige, nigga. We over this motherfucker just diluting everything. You understand?
The one drop rule is what they used to call it.
You know, fuck whatever you want to call it, one drop, whatever. It's the truth. Us right here, whatever we touch become us. You know what I'm saying? To have them, it's just what it is. You need this to equal that. And if you sitting there, and I get it, if you've been running this shit and everything in your image, you wouldn't want to give it up either.
Right.
Fine chick don't want to stand in the line on ladies' night.
And we won't. And we won't.
She said, fuck them ugly bitches. I'm going fuck them ugly bitches. You understand what I'm saying? You don't hear them talking about that. She should get in the club too.
Nah.
She's like, hell no.
Unless she's with me, then she
You
should get
understand? It's the benefit of being who you are. That's what it is.
What I'm confused about with replacement theory is why do they assume that stopping abortions is all of a sudden going to make white people just make a bunch more kids?
Because their mentality is this is simple. They already are segregated among each other, and they eventually have their women have these kids. They will have them with no alternative other than having their kids. See, they can't no longer have the stay home and be the housewife because economically they don't make enough money now to be able to let her stay there. And the white woman's like, I'm not staying here with work and bring 4 of these hard motherfuckers up. You can kiss my ass.
Right.
And they looking at the numbers. Latinos, us, Asian, the rest of them. Latinos are fucking, man, shit. They the number one minority now. They fucking like a motherfucker, man. So white women like, I'm not having your kids. I'm career bound. I want this. I'm not going through. I might give you one. And they see the numbers.
Yeah, and it's dangerous. The Christchurch shooter in New Zealand, who was a fan of Candace Owens and a fan of certain other people, he was on that replacement theory shit. He was on that shit like, it's not enough white babies being born.
Exactly.
I'm going to say something unpopular here, and we might cut this out because I don't want to get too distracted, but Julian Assange from WikiLeaks.
Yes.
He on that shit.
Yes, he is.
People don't know that. The people want to celebrate him being a whistleblower, but he on that replacement theory shit. He was arrested in some Scandinavian country for poking holes in condoms.
Yeah.
That's why he's in Ecuador,
hiding
out, because he was trying to make more white babies.
Yes, I'm just a different kind of person. I understand it. I don't agree with it, but if if this always been your shit, very few people want to share.
I get that. I just don't get why they think that stopping abortions is going to encourage white women to have more babies.
Because
That's why I'm trying to figure out the
racism
correlation.
is not logical. You're
At
not
all.
supposed to get it.
Okay.
You don't supposed to
It's not
get it.
logical.
Because I'm just like...
But
because white women get the most abortions.
not only this though, what's your other alternative?
to having a baby?
No, what's your other alternative to get more white babies?
I honestly, white women like others now, so I feel like even without
I need
abortion,
more white
they still not
babies.
about to be fucking white dudes.
What other alternative do you got other than stopping from having an abortion or paying them to have our kids? Them the only two alternatives you have to do to get more population. You got motherfuckers over here with the free love of we don't need all this materialistic shit. We're going to just have each other, love, have our baby. If your woman cool with it, I'm cool with it, and we can have this baby. That's where it is. They used to have that. Now they have a standard of living for a white woman to have it now. I need this, this, and this. And very few of them have that to be able to give it to them. We don't have that burden.
Yeah.
You don't have that burden.
Now, the Buffalo shooter, the Buffalo mass shooter, one of the most difficult, harrowing things I've ever seen. I watched that. I watched the footage of that. I had to see it for myself. And he was in that supermarket. He was looking for black people and Jews to shoot. He found a white person. He was like, "Oh no, you're white.
Sorry, I shot you. My fault."
Yeah, you did a benefit for the victims in Buffalo with D.L. Hewley, Cedric the Entertainer. Jokes for our folk. How did that come together? How did it go? And as a former military person, what's your philosophy and approach to gun control?
I believe in the Second Amendment. I believe you should be able to buy a gun with it. I think you should have background check. I learned to shoot, and I love to shoot by the best killer in the world, the United States government, and they showed me, and I loved it. I shoot very well. I go to the range now. I myself own 11 different guns now. I believe in that. I don't think you should be able to just go get a gun that day and go. It should be a process. About the Buffalo benefit, unfortunately, I didn't make it. I became ill. But it came together with D.L. Hughley. He called me and said we need to do something for the victims and their families, for the family of the victims. I said, sure, and he called SAID and the rest of it. I was told that close to over $75,000 was raised for the families for that event. We do those quite often for it. I think you should. And I also think if every black man was to go get apply for a gun, there would be gun control by tomorrow morning.
Say that.
If every black man that was capable of having a gun, go for concealed weapons and everything, believe me, it'll be gun control by tomorrow. But I believe in the Second Amendment. Yes, I love to shoot.
The NRA has supported gun control in one time in history. And it's when the Black Panthers marched up in that state capitol building with their guns out.
True.
Because at that time you had the right to, just have your gun out.
Right.
And the NRA supported changing that law.
Goddamn right.
Once the Black Panthers did it.
Because they said angry dudes with a motherfucking AK, we need to control that.
Yeah.
And it's always been that way.
That's right.
If we make that decision to exercise that right, because have you noticed the NRA never comes when one of us gets shot and we was a law-abiding citizen and had all the permits.
Say that. Philando Castile.
Never. He had everything. And you're like, he's supposed to be. He
told the police.
I have a car. So that's the government coming too hard on it if it's one pigmentation. For another one, if he sits down there and have it, you hear nothing from the NRA.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
This next subject is very personal for me because I have also gone through a divorce. And my divorce wasn't fun. In one night stand, you make a lot of wife jokes early in your career, and you were very public about divorce, child support. On Vlad TV, you did a clip that went viral. I did a song recently where I talked about my divorce situation, and I said, I never stopped loving you, I just stopped hurting you. And you talked on the Vlad TV thing about why do people want to penalize others over failed relationships? Like, why do I have to pay money over a failed relationship as opposed to just having to pay for my child? So I wanted you to speak to that a little bit.
Divorce is the hardest thing in the world. The first thing from a man's point of view, I don't know how you is, you have to come to a point of forgiving yourself. And to forgive yourself, it comes from like all the women in the world, and I picked the wrong motherfucker. And not something. And when you hear people hear you say that, they immediately think there's something wrong with her. It's nothing. She's a perfect woman. She just ain't the woman for me. And unfortunately, for both of us, we didn't see that prior to us getting married. And it's difficult being at this place with it when you are successful financially and also you have the most beautiful thing out of the relationship between you two is your child.
That's right.
And my son. So you sit back and like, God damn, how do I navigate this? Even I have this woman, whatever reason she says, just sake for the argument, I am wrong, but she's angry. How do I isolate him and have a great motherfucking relationship with him and let him know that it had nothing to do with him? Just me and her just didn't work out. And certain individuals, such as mine, she had unrealistic expectations to believe that I still supposed to support you at the level I was supporting you as your husband, that I'm no longer your husband. In other words, you can't get mama money when you ain't mama no more. My only responsibility is to take care of my child. And how we make that transition now, I know I took you to a level that you cannot sustain without me. I'm willing to pay for the transition for you to get to where you at.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to keep you there because I made a decision I want to go on without it. And that's where the litigation comes in at.
Yeah. Yeah, I have a lot of litigation in my life, and I'm happy because I'm batting 1,000 in court. You know what I'm saying? Like,
oh, nigga, I was getting my ass whooped.
Oh, okay.
Oh, this motherfucker was outstanding.
Oh, her lawyer.
Oh, no, her.
Yeah, oh,
nigga,
her.
I had $700 a motherfucking hour lawyer. She was beating this motherfucker.
Wow.
Time out, nigga. Come on over here. Did you pass the bar? Did you hang at the bar? This is bullshit, nigga. I can pay free to get an ass whooping.
Right.
God damn.
Yeah,
no, she's a bad motherfucker, though. She smart as a whip. When angry, my lawyer thought she went through law school. She was that good.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
But we don't think that. So
Who's
this
we?
is my thing. I'm not for.
Wait, who's we? I want to know who we is first.
Y'all are we.
Okay, I'll take the week.
Okay. So I'm not for the women that, had sex with a rapper, have a baby, and now they want $60,000 in child support a month.
You could just at
I'm
me,
not
Jasmine.
for, huh?
You could just at me.
I'm not the woman that thinks that, you should get, $10 million because you were making $10 million we were together. But what I will say, like, if you had a woman that was there from you from the beginning, you're not making it on your own. When you're in a partnership, especially in entertainment business, that woman is holding down the fort. That woman is doing most of the work. Bringing in the money is not the bulk of the work. Handling the household, managing the household, handling the children, managing their schedules. If a woman is doing all of that, are they not owed money after you guys divorce?
I would say she's owed that, but she wasn't doing all those because those things was facilitated for her so she can follow her career and have what she want. Had she sacrificed and did all those things, I would take that. But I was also covering that so allow her to do what she needed to do. Had she made that sacrifice and say, hey, this is what I'm doing and gonna help you to see, it's as simple.
Yeah.
If I meet you and I got $5 million and fucking with you, at the end of it, I make $75 million, I owe you $35. But if I meet you and I got $5 million and we break up and I still got $5 million, I owe you nothing.
Right, because you didn't bring anything.
We did not prosper.
Got you, okay.
We did not prosper. And for you to come here and say you need to be financially compensated for the time that be with me, at that time, I'm no trick. Mm-hmm. That's trick.
Yeah.
We did not win, boo-boo.
Okay.
So take on the part that you lost, what you say, the man of your dreams. You need to be compensated for that? Fuck out of here.
I feel the same way. I mean, the scenario you described, well, I agree with you.
Right.
But that's not my scenario at all.
Yeah.
I've been in court.
It's never, I know, very few men who have the means. Because we know what it takes to do that. The only reason you're doing all these things because you do not have the means to delegate it to somebody else.
And I understand my privilege. Look, as a male, I try to be intersectional, right? And I understand that as a member of an oppressor group called men.
True.
That I have to.
I am that.
Yes, we are. It's not our fault. We born into this.
I'm sorry.
Right? We born into this.
No.
But
I mean, you can change it if you really, want to help us out.
Just like Coach Contra said.
Stop. Stop. See, now you over here helpless as you want to. Stand on that independence.
Right. Now with me.
Stand on that independence now. Don't come over there now.
Look.
No, stand on that because you ain't come like that. I'm a strong motherfucker. I'm this and I got this. So stand on that.
But no, it is, I agree though. It's different situations.
Yeah.
And just as all the men are not, the ones that just don't want to help, all the women are not the ones. Because a lot of men have this thought that women are stealing your money for child support to go and get their nails and their hair. Most women are not doing that. Most women are actually using money for the kid. And even if they're not specifically using the money you just gave for that kid, all of their other money went to the kid, so it's still owed. And I just wish people would give grace on both sides.
I agree with that. But y'all give so much latitude for the ones that don't. Because they the ones, I hate to say it like the empty wagon, the ones that talking. Most, you don't hear anybody come on there and say, hey, he's a great-ass father. When the last time you seen the post? But I can show you 1,000 posts of the ones that ain't great fathers.
I'll say this, though, and we're all guilty of this in this room, in this conversation. I'm responding to something that's personal. And that's why when I started this question, I said, this question is personal for me. You got passionate because it's personal. Oh. And you are also talking about...
Talib. You watch your
Hey,
finger.
I pointed at myself first.
You.
But you are talking about something personal because I know who you talking about. And I'm not even sure we're going to keep this part in there.
I'm not.
But, you know what I'm
I
saying?
am, but I'm also not.
Mm-hmm.
I am, but I'm also not. I'm talking in general and seeing as I can't help but make it personal because now I'm in the situation. I wouldn't have been in the situation to talk about it before.
But let me finish my point is that we all have to take responsibility. Like you said, when I challenged you on it, you chose the wrong one. We have to take responsibility for our choices.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I chose the women that I went to court with.
Yes.
I beat them in court, but I chose that.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? I chose that. You chose, and you chose.
Yeah.
I was there. Your finger today, I don't like it.
So
I don't like it.
Once you chose, you have, as any man would tell you, one characteristic of being a man, you must take the responsibility for the decision you made. Mm-hmm. So I'm cool with it.
My vagina chose. Nobody. It wasn't me. I wasn't there.
No, see, we don't put that.
Right.
See, look at him.
Your vagina is not attached to a brain? Of course it is.
Listen, she had a mind of her own.
See, there you go.
And see, that's what it is.
Let her out to go play. She came back with a baby. I don't know.
I like how you think.
Yes, it did. And that's why we keep Jasmine around.
Whenever you need it so you can sleep at night. I'm with it.
It was the vagina's fault.
It was the vagina's fault.
You filled in for Steve Harvey, done radio on WBLS, Deja Vu, and now you're working on Kevin Hart's LOL on Sirius, The Quake House. What do you love about the radio art form so much?
Steve taught me a long time ago the power of radio. When he came and booked my club, we had he didn't do no radio. He came in on a Wednesday and just put his name up. It was only 50 people in the fucking club. Steve came, looked at, send them all the motherfuckers home. Steve Harvey don't do no show for 50 people. I said, this is a new club. I said, nigga, this shit is packed.
Right.
Give them their money back. Steve Harvey don't do no show for 50 people. This is 92, dog. He said, come pick me up 6 o'clock in the morning. We're going to the radio. Come pick him up. He said, stop at Dunkin' Donuts. He go get 2 dozen donuts, 6, 7 orange juice, water. I said, well, we need all of it. He said, man, listen, these radio people get very insecure because they understand we could take their job. And we could take their job is because we're entertainers, we're comedians, we're funny. They have the same records we got. Don't nobody want to hear that monotone show. Good evening, it's 4:45 in the morning, and ha, 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 ha. We're funny. And they know that. They went to broadcasting school, all that to get this opportunity. We can walk in there and whoop their ass because we know what they know.
That's how I feel about journalism.
They don't make the music. If they made the music, they would have an upper hand. We all got the same records.
Right.
So he come and say, you got to ease him on here. I say, all right. So he came in, hey, gave him there, got them all going. He stayed on from 6 in the morning to 10, the morning show run. By that time, we sold out 6 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 12 o'clock, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. He was the reason why I say I want to do comedy because I had to cut him the check after it was all over. And it was like, I gave that motherfucker a check for $62,000. I said, is this kind of money in comedy, nigga? And he showed 90% of the door. You know what I'm saying? 90% of the door, 300 people in there, tickets 35, and this is 92. So that kind of money there was $330,000. I said, okay, I'm in there. So I understand the power of radio. And then he taught me again when he went syndicated. You in 113 motherfucking cities. And for 4 hours, you're just rebranding yourself.
Right.
Steve Harvey,
Every
Steve
day.
Harvey, Steve Harvey, Steve Harvey. And it's also an infomercial. Tonight, watch Family Feud. Tonight, watch this. Tonight, where's that? You got 11 million listeners. Boom. You already got that for them to tune in. That's better than any commercial. Then if you're in 112 markets, you can do personal appearance in each one of them because you already have the station on lock. So you can make the station personally invest in you and promote you in each market. You don't need a promoter. All you got to do is rent the fucking venue out till Ticketmaster on sale. You don't need nobody. Tell them, motherfucker, you coming June 4th and have the radio station say it, and you talk about it, and you there. So that was the importance of it.
Shout out to Deja Vu. I used to hang out with her back in the days when you was at BLS. She was doing her thing. That's a good person. Steve Harvey is such a ubiquitous name in entertainment and comedy, but you mentioned Family Feud. I could spend hours watching clips of Steve Harvey cutting up on Family Feud.
Oh my God.
I could spend hours of this shit. When that one clip of him dissing Pusha T, I say Pusher because that's how he said it. He said, what's a Pusher T?
Okay, so you're a celebrity. You can get on Celebrity Family Feud.
I would do it. I would murder Family Feud.
I will murder Family Feud,
I'm
Talib.
gonna call Steve. You need to do
murder
Celebrity.
We need to do underground hip hop Family Feud.
Yeah.
Me versus Ruckus versus Duck Down.
No. Wait a freaking minute.
Buckshot, I'm coming for you.
No. How did I just get kicked out of Family Feud?
All right, so we're going to do podcast Family Feud.
Thank you.
People's Party
right
versus
here.
Drink Champs.
Yes.
Norway, I'm coming for you.
There you go. I'm going to call Steve and tell him.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Steve Harvey.
No, we would beat the shit out of them.
So thank you for doing the show with us. We
Thank you
appreciate
for
your
having
time
me.
and your energy. What can you tell us about Unfrosted, this Netflix movie with the wonderful Jerry Seinfeld that you got?
Can't wait.
I was at the Netflix brunch at the CEO Ted's house.
This is the comedy one.
Yes.
Netflix is a joke.
No, it was the one for everything. I think it was comedy. It was everyone. And I saw Ted, and I call him Ted. He was like, I was like, man, thank you for allowing me to be on your platform. He was like, no, thank you. Jerry Seinfeld called me as soon as he said that Earthquake is a machine. He's sitting there. I said, yeah. And then he said, Jerry, come on over here. Tell him, didn't you call me? And he said, Jerry, I call him. You're a machine. I'm like, oh, man, can you put this? Let me get a tape of this so I can drop it. Make a copy of it. Put it on video. So he said, I want to put you in my movie. It's already started, but I need you in my movie. So he made a cameo role for me to be in this movie. It was great. And I came into his trailer, and he gave me so much advice. And he's a great dude. Yeah,
we had Godfrey on the show early, and Godfrey said to Jasmine, how long have you been doing comedy? She said 5 years. And he said, you a 5-year-old. And Jasmine was like, what? And he said, listen, when I met Jerry Seinfeld said, how long have you been doing comedy? And I've been doing it for 15 years. And I thought I was the shit. I've been at it for 15 years. I felt like I was a vet. Well, anything you put 15 years into. And he said, Jerry Seinfeld kind of dismissively was like, oh, you're a 15-year-old. And I was like, that's such a good comedy lesson.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm 30.
Word up.
You know, it's crazy that I was at 4 years, almost 5, and that's how long we've been doing this show, because now I'm at 7, and I'll be 8 in January.
I gotta keep going.
What's next for Earthquake?
What's next for me? I'm going to do TV,
Yes.
do movies. I'm going to do a book. I'm going to tour, go overseas and perform. I'm going to get married. Yeah, man. I just want to be my best and let it stand where it stands. You know what I mean?
Indeed.
I'm in a place now. Just be my best and let it stand where it stands. You know what I mean? Put that work out. I beg you say, stay busy, stay working.
Yes, indeed.
You know what I mean?
Yes,
that's
indeed.
all. That's all. Just stay busy, stay working, and put my best work out and let it stay where it is. I'm just such in a great place now. You know what I mean? Honestly, bro.
Yes.
You know, when you have the right woman, the right thing, and you see it. I see the game now. You know what I mean?
Yes,
I see it. And when you come to the realization that it's all in you now. Now the only determination of the end of the journey is the best that you can be in weird rates. You know what I mean? Where you just let me just be my best and put my best out there and let it be what artist to artist, and let it stay where it is.
Yes, indeed.
Because I'm already being compensated at this level where I'm at, and I don't have those type of expenses that I can ever be the other way. So now it's just like, all right, here's the best of me, and then let it do what it do.
Yes, indeed. It's the icon, it's the legend. Give it up to Earthquake on People's Party.
Thank you.